About 5 years ago, my company brought in an individual to see if my position was no longer needed. I passed with flying colors. About 5 years ago, I was hired into a mid-sized organization under the vague title of helper. In practice, I did way more than that. My responsibilities were all over the place, and I became the go-to person for anything involving technology, logic, or things that just needed to work. Most of my coworkers were significantly older and extremely tech illiterate. I became indispensable fast. One guy would spend hours manually copying data from one program to another, using right-click greater than copy, and then digging through menus to insert from clipboard. He proudly showed me like he'd cracked a code. I didn't tell him I wrote a script that did it all in seconds. I just ran it behind the scenes to keep things moving. In total, I estimate I saved the company about 15 hours of labor a day. I did that on top of my normal 8.5-hour shift. It was a lot, but I liked being useful. Then one day, Sergeant Effin Face showed up. Not military, just what I called him. Gray hair, glasses, a face like he smelled something bad constantly. He joined one of our morning meetings without much explanation, just scribbled in a notebook the whole time. I figured he was some kind of internal auditor. At one point during the meeting, someone mentioned a client and I joked, "Oh, the big guy with the beard?" I was wrong, and my boss corrected me. We moved on. Except FF didn't. From that moment, he treated me like I was radioactive. He ignored me in meetings, scoffed, literally scoffed when I spoke. It got weird fast. At the same time, work got chaotic. Everyone was panicking over missing files. I was barely sleeping and having anxiety attacks from the pressure. Then, while deep in the file system searching for something else, I found a folder labeled Sergeant FF Notes. I opened it. There was an entire section about me. Turns out FF had been hired to evaluate which employees were expendable, and he had clearly decided I was one of them. The top note, Frosty thought a 4'10", 24-year-old woman was a 300-pound bearded man. Clearly atrocious attention to detail. That was from the morning meeting joke. Every note was twisted like that. Something in me snapped. I scheduled 3 emails. First, one to my boss, set to go out at 10 p.m. that night. I'd be taking 2 weeks of vacation, effective immediately. Second, an email to the company set for Monday at 4 a.m., letting everyone know I'd be unavailable and that any questions should be directed to FF. Third, I set an out-of-office reply for any incoming emails, saying, "I'm away for an unknown amount of time. Please contact Sergeant FF for all routine or urgent matters." Then I turned off every automation I had running, every script, every shortcut, every autofill. I let the house of cards fall. Before I left Friday, I walked past FF's desk and said, "I think I found a way to make your job easier." He barely glanced at me. Perfect. Monday rolled around and my phone blew up. I ignored it all. By Wednesday, I was feeling a little guilty, until I remembered the 48-hour deadlines my automations used to cover. No way the others were handling it. People were probably scrambling just to keep up with basic tasks. Thursday night, I got an email to my personal account. It was from my boss, Frosty. I realize now what was going on. I've spoken with FF's superior. He won't be returning. I know you're probably job hunting or maybe already gone, but if not, I'd like to offer you a raise. It's become clear how much of our success depended on you. I came back the next Monday. FF was gone. I had a $10,000 raise and a new title. My boss apologized again in person. He claimed he didn't have a say in FF's evaluation process, though he apparently had enough pull to kick him out afterward. Suspicious? Maybe. But I let it go. From that point forward, my work was recognized. My automations were documented and shared, and I was never just the helper again.